Where did you hear that?
It's not the sort of thing you can keep secret.
Bloody Joe.
Do you really think she's going to leave him, Ben? She's got 2 kids.
So?
So, you don't think it's being a bit irresponsible?
I'm not going to walk out on somebody who needs me.
It's called adultery, Ben. It's not a noble act.
Yeah, I really appreciate your interest, Tess, but it's none of your business.
It's the kids I'm thinking about. You know, Falcon Price might not be the sweetest guy in the world,
You're
but he's
hardly
their
in a
dad.
position to be giving any sermons on parental responsibility.
BKC to man Thomas 258.
Man Thomas 258 receiving.
Can you attend at 73 Blythe Street, Mount Thomas? Some type of domestic dispute. No further details at this stage.
Receive that, VKC. We're on our way.
Let's get them. We don't want you anywhere near us.
Look, just watch it.
Get your hands off.
He's the one causing trouble here.
I want him arrested.
Wait, that is a joke. Look, why don't you just bugger off, mate? You're not right.
Okay, someone tell me, what is the story here?
Excuse me,
Yes, mate?
can you please fix things up?
Don't you dare speak to him. Kai, come here.
Well, hold on. Who are the parents of this child?
We are?
I am.
No, he is my son.
and
Give
he's
him
my
to
son
me.
as
He is
well.
not your son.
He is.
not your son.
He's my son, and I've got a right to have contact with him, but Andrea refuses to let me.
Andrea is his mother.
Yeah, that's right.
The one with the dark hair.
No, the redhead. Anyway, they moved up here and they didn't inform me, and they can't do it.
They being?
Andrea and her mate.
This Ray Lockett.
Is that his name, is it? I don't know anything about him, except for he's a big idiot. I'm talking about her partner, Natalie.
They're a couple, are they?
That's one way of putting it.
What's the legal situation? Who has custody? The mother?
Yes. I've been in and out of court for over a year with this whole thing.
Have you been granted access?
The judge said I can have contact, but first I have to do some stupid psychological counselling thing.
Why is that necessary?
Because I'm a man.
We just need to get a few things straight.
We understand there's a court order relating to Kai.
Which Gethin totally ignores.
It would appear that you do as well. You didn't inform Gethin Fox of your change of address.
Well, why should I? You've seen what he's like.
Well, he would have rights.
Why would he?
He's only technically Kai's father.
Technically,
The only reason he's Kai's father is I didn't want to go through the whole turkey baster routine.
the
Artificial insemination.
I say he was used as a sperm donor.
Gethin was totally cool about it at the time. He agreed not to be involved in Kai's life.
But surely he's entitled to change his mind.
No, that wasn't the deal. Kai's got a good life. With 2 parents who love him.
Andrea and I have been together for 9 years. We wanted to have a child, and Gethin was willing to help us out.
So there was no actual relationship between him and Andrea at all?
No, he was just a friend. He was sharing the house with us. Nothing else.
No messy emotional complications, you think?
And it worked out, up until about 18 months ago, that is, when Gethin suddenly decided he wanted to be a father.
But you do understand, if Fox has court approval for contact, you can't stand in his way.
I was a lawyer, Senior, so I do understand the legal situation. Yes, he can have contact, but only on the terms laid down by the court, which in this case means after proper counselling. And if ever anyone needed psychological counselling, it's Gethin Fox.
I just want my son to know that he's got a father. Isn't that fair?
Yeah, of course it is, but you can't just, snap your fingers and make it happen. You've got to put the effort in. You're going to have to build a relationship with him slowly.
Lost so much time with him already. He's the only kid I'm ever going to have.
Oh, you don't know that.
Yeah, I do. I had testicular cancer a couple of years ago. I lost both my balls. So, it sort of turns your head around, doesn't it?
Yeah, I bet. Well, you could look at it this way. At least you got to use your semen when you had a chance.
Yeah, I suppose so. You know what I really want to do with him, though?
What's that?
Just take him fishing.
Yeah, well, why don't you?
Because somehow, I don't reckon his mother would be into that.
Well, it's not just up to her. Kai probably wants that as much as you do.
Is that man going to jail?
Just back off. He's nothing to do with you.
Kai?
Perhaps you should take Kai.
Did you hear
home
that,
now.
Kai? I'm your dad.
Leave it, mate. Hey, now is not the time.
Well, she'd gone to a sperm bank instead of doing it on the cheap. The problem wouldn't exist.
You are so romantic.
She can't choose to exclude the father. The man still has rights.
Doesn't mean he's doing the best thing by everybody by insisting on exercising them.
It's the poor little tyke I feel sorry for.
Why, boss? Heaps of kids grow up fine without a father around.
Yeah, some kids don't have a choice, but Kai does.
I must lack the biological urge to be a father.
Don't you look forward to hearing the pitter-patter of a little PJ running around?
No.
What? Never?
Maybe when I'm 80.
You'd be lucky if it still works then, mate.
Who ate all the biscuits?
Yeah, you did.
Well, we obviously aren't buying enough. Who's getting the lunches?
Got the munchies, have you?
I just eat and eat.
A friend of mine got a craving for raw liver.
Oh, I hope that doesn't happen to me.
God, no.
No, I hate liver.
Listen, I've got something for you.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Thanks, Chris. Hey, what's that? Oh, that Chris gave it to me.
Check it out, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, nice colour.
You can just see a little baby in it.
Oh, here we go. One woman gets pregnant, every woman in the vicinity gets clucky.
Scaring you, are we? It's gorgeous.
Anton's Police Constable
You're
Jones.
the informant in that deception matter, aren't you, Joe? Is that ready to go yet?
Yes, hold on. Ben.
Yes. Typing upstairs. Well, it was due yesterday, so whenever you're ready.
Hello. Yep, I'm finishing at 3.
Mount Thomas Police,
Sure.
Sergeant Gallagher speaking.
Oh, that'd be nice. What don't...
Yeah.
How about we just
Okay,
play it
where's
by ear?
this? Right, we're on our way.
Same place?
Thanks. Ben?
Okay.
Ben?
Yeah, I've got to go.
No time for private
See ya.
calls now. Your Gethin Fox is causing trouble again.
Oh, he's not my Gethin Fox.
All this talk about equality between men and women is pure garbage. When it comes to who gets their kids, there's nothing equal about it at all.
Gethin!
There is a conspiracy to shut men out.
I'm
any man
Val.
who's been
I'm
through
the
the
one who
family
rang.
court.
I've got the shop next door.
No justice for
All right,
fathers.
how long's this been going on?
I'm not allowed to see my son.
Andrew and
Why?
Natalie locked themselves
Am I
in the
violent?
shop with the little
No.
boy.
Am I a criminal?
Yeah,
No.
all right,
I'm just
Mr.
a
Fox.
father.
Mr. Fox, step down from the van now, please.
Here comes the women's police.
Come on, Gethin, mate. Cut it out. Come down.
Boy, I just asked to take him fishing, but... Oh, no, that's too hard.
Listen, will you just... This is not helping your case, all right?
You know I'm right.
If you don't come down now, I'm going to have to arrest you. If you've got a record, you're going to blow your chances of getting access to Kai. Come down. Thank you. Did you have to go and do that for, eh?
He doesn't want you fishing. Let him alone.
That is my son's fishing rod!
Listen to me. I want you to get in your truck and get out of here. Now!
Thanks for your support, pal.
Kai, stop it. We'll get you another fishing rod.
That was a present.
Gethin has no right to impose himself on Kai like that. Look what it does.
Have you considered taking out an intervention order?
I've been trying to tell Andrea that's what she should be doing.
I think it would just provoke him.
But it would give the police clear grounds on which to act if he does bother you again.
Maybe you could just try talking to him.
Have you tried?
Yeah, I found him fairly reasonable.
He's crazy. You saw him out there. Why do you think we moved to Mount Thomas?
He used to be a really nice, laid-back guy.
He should be locked up.
Excuse me, is he really my father?
Yes, mate.
Excuse me, I don't think it's your place to have this conversation with my
What's the point of
son.
pretending? He already knows.
Senior,
Sorry.
if he does bother you again, please phone us immediately.
All right, mate. It's all going to work out. You feeling guilty? I did you a favour. You weren't doing yourself any carrying on like that. Anyway, I got some info for you. Thought it might be useful. What is it? Phone number of a local men's support group. Might be some help. Maybe you can just talk to someone there. Thanks.
Why are you doing this for me? After today?
Today, I was just doing my job. But listen, I do think that you're getting a rough trot. You want some of this? You sure there's enough?
Yeah. Just grab me a bowl.
So we're directing disturbed men to groups of amateurs.
Well, the guy does need help.
So direct him to professional help. It's not your job to get involved in domestic disputes anyway.
If I'm taking sides, Tess, then so are you.
I am not.
You automatically take the woman's side.
I stay neutral. I'm the one that gets emotionally involved.
Oh, you think you can cut yourself off from all the emotional stuff, Tess, but you are completely deluded. Just have a look at yourself.
He's gone!
Andrea?
Kai didn't get to school. It's Geth and he's kidnapped him.
Is there anywhere else he might have gone other than school, a friend's place?
No, he always goes straight to school.
No history of wagging it?
No, never.
Constable Parrish radioed in. There's no sign of Geth and Fox at his campsite.
I'm really scared he's going to do something to him.
At this stage, we're assuming Kai's all right.
And we don't know for certain that he is with Geth.
He has taken him!
All right,
I know he has!
Calm down. Very often missing children turn out to be false alarms.
Yes, Constable.
Sarge, a Jeep like Geth and Fox's was sent at the highway survey 5 minutes ago.
Thanks, we'll take it.
That's it.
Let's try down here.
Geth and Fox!
Don't move! Where is he?
What are you doing?
Where is he?
What have you done
My
with the
right!
boy? What have you done with it?
Dad!
Hi, Kai. Kai,
My
you all right? You all right?
It's fine.
You're coming down the station.
What? I just wanted to take him fishing, okay? What is wrong with that? You suggested it.
Come on. Come on.
Can I...
No.
My son has a right to be with me.
Not until the court says
Tough
that you
court.
can. You can't just take him without his mother's permission.
I didn't steal him.
Your actions seem to suggest you're trying to avoid detection.
Well, you can't fish in the middle of a town.
You've got to play by the rules, Geth, and you can't just take him when you want to.
Well, you've got it wrong because I did not take him, OK? He came to me. I want to call my lawyer.
Evan?
We've just been talking about fishing, haven't we, Kai?
Yeah, he knows everything.
Next time, try a lure. You might have better luck.
How did you come to be fishing, Kai?
With my dad.
Did he come and pick you up from school?
No.
Kai, tell the truth.
I went to where I was camped on my own.
How did you know where that was?
He told me when he gave me the rod.
Did he?
How did you get there?
Walked. It's not that far.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
He wouldn't have let me. Nat broke my fishing rod.
Nat was wrong to do that, but you still shouldn't have gone off on your own. I was worried sick.
I'm sorry.
Oh, come here.
Do we have any charges here?
Child stealing.
I wouldn't stand up, you know that. The boy went to him.
I think it's wrong, boss. If the father of my child did
It
something
wasn't
like
going to
that...
remove him permanently. It was just an excursion.
The lawyer Mr. Fox asked for is here.
Mr. Corby,
I got a call from Gethin Fox. What's the story?
he's in the interview room. Do you know about the situation with his son?
Oh, I do, actually. He contacted me last night. On your advice, I believe, Senior Constable.
More advice.
I run a little support group.
Oh, I didn't know that was you.
Oh, I don't put my name all over it because some people have funny ideas about any group that stands up for the rights of fathers.
Is that surprising, considering?
Do I detect a note of prejudice there, Sergeant?
Don't worry, we've got our own advocate for fathers' rights.
So, are you charging my client with anything?
Not at this stage, no, but he's treading a pretty fine line. You might explain to him that he's obliged to act in accordance with a court order.
There are two sides to this, you know.
I'm sure there are.
If there's any suggestion of harassment or intimidation, I shall be advising my client of his full rights.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
So, can I see him?
You can have him.
Ellis Corby had a very nasty divorce. He's still fighting her over the kids.
A solicitor running a support group must come pretty close to touting for business.
You know, maybe some of these groups actually do some good.
Yeah, good on you, Ben. You stick up for the hard done by bloke.
Yeah, well, some of them are.
Whatever happened to marriage for life? Sunday lunch. Mum, Dad and the kids sitting down to a nice roast.
Mint sauce and gravy, them were the good old days, eh, boss?
I've never had a roast in my life.
Oh, yeah? What planet have you been living on?
I'll make one tonight if you like. What?
Nothing.
Don't you think I'm capable of putting on a roast?
Of course. If you get it from the spit roast shop. Yeah, I'm only joking.
Tonight, roast lamb for the three of us. Homemade.
Be there and eat your words.
Hey, maybe some other time, eh?
What, you still don't believe me?
Hello, PJ.
Everyone else?
Hi.
Have you eaten now?
Who's this?
Why don't you just say you had other plans?
It's only dinner.
Yeah, OK, Val. Just stay calm. We'll be right
I'm
down.
going to be home.
No, you won't. Let's go.
Well, can you see anything?
We appreciate the call, Mrs. Trotter, really, but leave it to us.
I know there's something wrong.
Sarge?
I heard banging and
Natalie?
jumping around.
Yeah, go home, Mrs. Trotter. We'll be over to take us over.
She's breathing. Looks like she's been whacked on the head.
Mount Thomas 258 to VKC. Urgent. We require an ambulance at our last.
Got a bit sick of baked beans. What?
We'd just like you to come with us to answer some questions.
In relation to what?
In relation to an assault that happened earlier this evening, we'll discuss it down the station.
No, we bloody won't.
Gethin, just come with us and get
Stop,
it.
you guys.
I am sick. Get off me. I am sick of this.
Listen to me. You are
He's breaking my arm.
I want you to just
Let go of my arm.
stop resisting me.
Don't
Just make a scene. Don't make a scene.
Where were you at 7 o'clock this evening?
None of your business.
Did you assault Natalie Lenchik?
Drop dead.
Oh, Gethin, cut the attitude, mate, and just cooperate, will
Oh,
you?
what, you're going to break my other arm?
I'm sorry about that, but you did resist.
You said I was getting a rough trot and you're on my side.
That's a separate issue. Now, I don't believe that you did this assault. All I'm trying to do is eliminate you. But we can't do that when you're carrying on like a 5-year-old.
I didn't do it.
Did you go into the shop this evening?
No. I was nowhere near it.
Great. Can anyone corroborate that?
I was with my solicitor.
What time was this?
I don't know. I went to his office at around 5:30.
How long were you there?
I can't remember. And from there I went to the Imperial. It's true.
OK, well, we'll check it out, and you can get back to your meal.
Thanks.
I can vouch for that, yes. He came to see me sometime after 5:30.
And how long was he with you?
What time did the assault happen?
Just answer the question honestly, please.
It was quite a long meeting. Could have gone an hour or so.
So what, 6:30 or before?
Or later. Could have been closer to 7.
If you could be more specific, that would help your client.
I'm sorry, I can't. Forgot my watch. How's the woman, Natalie? What happened to her?
She was hit over the head with a blunt object. She's unconscious, but she should pull through.
Good. My client doesn't have a history of violence, does he?
He could have just started one.
Are you satisfied with your treatment by the police here today?
Is that a joke?
No, it's a standard question. You are entitled to register a complaint.
I'll sign. I'll take a rain check on that complaint, though.
Right, see ya.
Thank you.
Very convenient to have your lawyer provide you with an alibi.
It's a very serious allegation. Are you suggesting that Corby might be lying to protect him?
He's being deliberately vague.
You sure you're not being a bit partisan?
That is not just a client-lawyer relationship. Ellis Corby runs a little group that sympathises with men like Fox. He's a committed activist himself.
Do you have any evidence to suggest he might be lying?
No.
Not at this stage.
I was making some trips out to the car and leaving the door open. I mean, if you can't leave your door open in Mount Thomas for a few minutes, where can you?
So what happened then?
So I went back inside and switched off the lights, and that's when Gethin hit me.
Did you actually see him?
No, but of course it was Gethin.
Well, we can only deal with facts, Ms. Lynchick, not your opinions.
Well, who else could it be?
Did you see anyone hanging around? Anyone come into the shop before closing?
No. Oh, well, only Ray. But he's always there, hanging around like a bad smell.
A bit of a problem there, is he?
He's after Andrea. Ray thinks any woman who's a lesbian just hasn't met the right man yet.
He's got this mad idea that I should marry him. Oh, it's not as if I've ever tried to hide my relationship with Natalie from him.
Yeah, on a mission, is he?
Well, at first it was a bit of a joke, and then he started becoming serious. Well, I laugh it off, but that gets a bit stroppy with him. Why?
No, he was at the shop just before the assault.
But you don't think it was him? It was Gethin, wasn't it?
It seems that he's got an alibi.
But we haven't eliminated him or anyone at this stage. We won't take up any more of your time. Thanks.
So we have to see Ray Lockett.
Yeah, he may have seen something or someone.
I think we should consider him as more than a possible witness. He has got motive.
Yeah, I was at the shop.
Did you see anyone?
Only Natalie. She's told you, hasn't she?
Told us what?
That's why I'm here, isn't it?
You tell us why you think you're here, Mr. Lockett.
Oh, jeez, you probably think I'm stupid.
Why do you say that?
Because I want to marry someone who says they're a lesbian.
No, we're not here to sit in judgment on your private life, Mr. Lockett.
I'm just trying to offer Andrea and Kai a chance to be normal, you know.
So when you were at the shop, you had words with Natalie about this, did you?
Well, she had words with me, and I told me to get real.
I guess that made you pretty angry then with her.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're suggesting I bashed her, you're dead wrong. 'Cause I don't need women.
So where'd you go after you left the shop?
I just went down the pub, mate, had a couple of beers.
Thanks for that, Carla. Bye. Ray Lockett arrived at the commercial just after 6:30, so he had plenty of time to assault Natalie Lynchick.
Could have been him. Same could be said for Gethin Fox.
Look, Gethin goes off, but at least you can reason with him.
He certainly went off last night.
Because he thought he was being wrongly accused, but he calmed down pretty quick. I think I got through to him.
Morning, sir.
Stuart, a word. Now.
Doesn't look happy.
Well, he never does, so I wouldn't worry, Ben.
Hope she was worth it.
Stuart!
Why do you do this to me?
Do what, sir?
Oh, don't look all innocent, Stuart. It's not a game. If you're going to play up, of course it's going to get back to me. I've just had a long telephone conversation with Mr. Gethin Fox.
I'm sorry,
He wants to make a complaint against you, Stuart. Brutality, bias, and deception. Thank you, Sergeant.
Well? What did you say?
What do you think, Ben? I told him Fox's allegations were rubbish.
Thank you.
I also told him, if anything, you'd been too lenient on him.
Oh, thanks again.
So is Rusty still going to follow it up?
I don't know what he's going to do.
Well, he's going to be on the complainant side, that's for sure. He always is where I'm concerned.
I wouldn't worry about it. There's no substance. Come on, you've still got work to do on last night's assault.
Well, I just couldn't help feeling that something was wrong. I mean, I could see Natalie's car parked out the front and the back door was open and the door of the shop was open.
Did you hear voices inside?
No, just a crash and a thud.
What did you do?
Well, I went over to have a look. I called out, but there was no answer, and then I got scared, and so that's why I called.
You didn't see anyone? No other vehicles outside?
No, just Natalie's.
Look, just to clear this up in my mind, Mrs. Trotter, you would have been closed up by then, I'd imagine.
Oh, yes. I always close up at 5. There was a time when everyone used to do that.
So, what were you still doing here in the shop at 6:30?
Actually, now that I come to think of it, there was another vehicle. It moved off just as I came out.
Can you describe it?
No, not really, but it wasn't a car. It was more like a sort of Jeep.
Can you be more specific?
It was quite like the bloke who was making all the fuss the other day. It was quite like the one he had.
Are you sure?
Yes. In fact, I think it might even have been the same one.
She only remembered the Jeep after our second conversation with her.
Maybe it was the shock.
Tess, we were painting her into a corner and she just made it up to divert our attention.
I would have thought you'd given up trying to help Gethin Fox by now.
Just because he shafted me doesn't mean I want him stitched up for something that he didn't do.
You're going to pick on little old ladies now, eh?
Oh, she's not that old. Here we go.
I'd keep your distance if I were you.
Have you? Inspector Falcon Price asked me to come in.
I'll let him know you're here.
Gethin. What's going on? I thought we were getting on okay.
We thought wrong, pal.
Mr. Fox. This way. How are you today? We'll have this cleared up in no time.
We can deal with this better without you here. Go on, you're off duty anyway.
Okay, what about Val Trotter's statement?
Yeah, I agree, it may not be completely reliable.
Really?
Really, now go.
He told me to forget what Andrea said and just take kite fishing anyway.
I find it hard to believe that Senior Constable Stewart would advise you to disobey a court order.
Well, he knew it'd backfire and then he'd have a reason to charge me.
But he didn't charge you over the fishing incident, did he?
He actually pleaded your case to me and Sergeant Gallagher.
Yeah, well then he stitched me up over Natalie's assault, okay? And when he arrested me, he nearly broke my wrist.
And why were you arrested?
They were harassing me.
Harassing you?
Yes.
How?
They were accusing me of things that I haven't done.
Sir, it's my understanding that Mr. Fox was asked to come down to the station. He refused, was arrested, and then resisted Senior Constable Stewart.
Well, is this true?
I had a go at him, yeah. But I was justified.
According to Sergeant Gallagher, no undue force was used. She and other witnesses at the hotel said that Senior Constable Stewart used reasonable force to restrain you.
So, is everybody lying? Or are you just wasting my time, Mr. Fox? Yes.
Your wife's outside, sir.
Excuse me.
Here's Daddy.
Hello.
Oh, thank goodness you're here.
What are you doing here?
Well, I locked my keys in the car. Sorry, Russell. You've got the spare, haven't you?
How'd you get here?
Well, we walked. The car's just down at the shops.
Oh, God knows a way up the shop here when there's an entire mall and some pavements.
Could you please not make a fuss in front of everybody?
Well, if you'd have rung me, I'd have come and picked you up.
We know how busy you are, Russell. Thank you. You're still going to Melbourne straight after work?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Come on, kids. Let's go.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, gorgeous. See you, mate.
You're a lucky man.
Yes, I am. You can go, Mr. Fox.
I'd like a word first, if you wouldn't mind.
About what?
Won't take long. Constable Jones, can you show Mr. Fox through to the interview room, please?
Excuse me, sir.
And what's your interest now, Mr. Fox?
His Jeep may have been at the scene of an assault last night.
Is that so? I'd like to sit in on that interview, if you don't mind.
Of course, sir.
See what this bozo has to say for himself.
That's
Crap, we've been through this. I've got a bloody alibi.
Just calm down, Mr. Fox.
Your whereabouts at the exact time...
My lawyer has already told you about that.
The lawyer was too vague to be credible, Mr. Fox.
This is persecution. Okay, no one saw me or my Jeep. You've made it up because you've all got it in for me. All of you.
You're shouting in my face.
Sarge, Inspector, there's someone to see you.
Wait with the suspect, please.
I am not a suspect!
Andrea. Intervention order.
I decided to take your advice. I've just come from the court.
This is in relation to Gethin Fox.
Yes.
Miss Gibson is the mother of the child.
And you're concerned for the safety of yourself and your son?
Well, even before Natalie was hurt, I had a feeling that he could be dangerous.
Well, Miss Gibson, you don't have to worry. I'll serve this on him myself. Thank you, Constable. Mr. Fox, allow me to present you with this.
What is that crap?
That's an intervention order.
If you go anywhere near Andrea Gibson or her son Kai, you face a possible term of imprisonment of up to 5 years.
No. See, now they've got to you, okay? You are supposed to be dealing with my complaint.
No one gets to me. Since meeting you, I've come to my own realisation that your complaint is a pure fabrication.
So what, you're telling me I can't go near my own son?
Not unless you want to go to jail.
How would you feel if something like that was done to you?
I am not in that position, nor am I likely to be.
Do you reckon?
Is that a threat?
What, you think you're so high and mighty that your kids could never be taken off you, do you?
You finish up. I've had enough of it.
Don't be so sure, mate, okay? What goes around comes around. You just better make sure your kids are all nice and safe tonight.
Sit down, please, sir. Sit down.
Felicity, it's Russell. Can you please call me back when you get my messages? Thank you. I'll buy the woman a mobile phone. She never has the damn thing turned on.
Certainly brought out Gethin Fox's true colours.
Going over his tree.
Got no grounds to hold him, sir.
What about the threats to the inspector?
Not threats at all, he says. And they weren't specific.
Even so, it might be wise to go home, be with your family.
Gethin Fox is a little man with a big mouth, and I will not be intimidated by him.
He's very angry, sir.
Look, the best protection we can offer my family is to find enough evidence in this assault matter to put him behind bars. Get me the file. I'll review the case myself.
What we need is the exact time Gethin Fox was in here for dinner last night.
I didn't really see him arrive, so I couldn't tell you for sure.
OK, Chris, the assault happened at 6:30. Was it before then or after?
I wouldn't have a clue, Tess. I'm sorry. Listen, how's Natalie?
Yeah, she's fine. Do you know her?
They had a bit of a hard time when they first came to town. I had to deal with them through council.
What sort of hard time?
Oh, just a bit of opposition to the shop. Belle Trotter kicked up a stink.
Why?
Said they were putting her out of business. You know, some people can't take competition.
Was her business affected?
Well, people don't really go to her shop anymore.
Thanks. Busy?
Yeah. It's a lot of work for one person. Have you charged Gethin?
Well, we've received more information, but not enough. And there's always the possibility that it wasn't Gethin.
Well, who else would want to hurt Natalie?
What if assault wasn't the motive?
What else?
Vandalism? Robbery?
No, you're wasting your time. Nothing has been disturbed and nothing is missing. Except that bloody contact book.
You didn't mention that.
Oh, no. It's nothing. Natalie must have mislaid it, which is a real nuisance because it has the numbers for all the suppliers in it.
Would that be of any use to anyone? To your competitors?
Oh, yeah. It was a long time to build that list. No, but it's nothing. It's nothing. Gethin did it.
Sorry. I've just got a couple more questions for you, Mrs. Trotter, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, I think I've already told you everything.
Yeah, I understand that you organised a petition against the business next door when it was opening up.
Well, yes, but I wasn't the only business that was concerned. I mean, it's just not Mount Thomas to clutter up the footpath like that. Shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with the impact it'd have on your own business.
Oh, yes, but there's no law against that, is there?
No, of course not. Do you mind if I have a look at that book you were just going through then? Come on, Mrs. Trotter. I can get a warrant. This is the contact book from next door, isn't it? How did you get a hold of it?
Mrs. Trotter, please. How did this contact book come to be in your possession?
Maybe it flew.
Ma'am, we require a straight answer.
Well, you're not getting one.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And you gave false information to the police?
What false information?
You told us you saw a Jeep at the time of the assault.
Did I? I don't remember.
Mrs. Trotter, you could be facing very serious charges in relation to both matters.
And I could also be facing losing my business and living in poverty for the rest of my life.
Come on. You went next door because you wanted their contact book. You wanted to see how they ran their business. Natalie comes in, you hit her over the head, panic. That's what happened, isn't it? What if you'd killed her, Carl?
Well, why do you think I called the police? I didn't want her to die. I was terrified. And then when you asked me if I seen anyone, of course I lied. Of course I did. But I was about to lose everything I've fought for my whole life.
Court date's here. If I were you, I'd get a solicitor ASAP.
And how am I going to be able to afford that?
Inspector,
I don't know, Mrs. Trotter. You're going to have to work something
we
out.
requested that someone from your station patrol your house.
I didn't authorise that. Oh, for God's sake, Croydon.
Inspector.
St David's 150 to VKC.
Go ahead, St David's 150.
Further to our last, confirming that the Jeep belonging to Gethin Fox is outside the inspector's house. No sign of Mr. Fox.
Well, just you and Polish. And the back, that gate. You come with me. Clear. Clear.
Clear.
Not here.
No.
We've been here. Oh, my God.
Inspector, there's no sign of forced departure
The
here.
departure wasn't planned either. Look at this.
Well, maybe there's a perfectly logical explanation to this. If your wife had to go out quickly, she'd take the kids with her, right?
Leave them with my mother.
The inspector's mother isn't answering her phone.
What about his Jeep?
Well, it appears to have broken down. The radiator's dry.
So we're assuming that he's abducted Felicity and the children and taken her car.
We're doing a door knock now. One of the neighbours recalls seeing Mrs. Falcon Price and the kids arrive home.
Well, did any of the neighbours notice a disturbance?
No one saw or heard anything after that.
How's the inspector?
As you'd expect.
How can the wife of a police inspector go missing with her kids without any resistance?
Well, he was probably armed.
He's not licensed to own a firearm.
But it doesn't mean he doesn't have one.
All right, let's think about this. What's he going to do with them?
Well, if what he's after is to make a point to Falcon Price, he'll probably keep him for a while and let him go.
Boss, if he really wants to make the inspector's life a misery, he's not going to give him back.
We'll go with my theory for now. All right, so where would he take them?
No, I've only got couples.
Hang about. That's it.
Call it in. I'll get the key from the manager.
Mount Thomas 258 to Mount Thomas 900.
Ben, get out. Ben, get out.
Your husband's on his way to Mount Thomas Station. He's going to meet us there.
So what about the kids? They're supposed to be with Russell's mother.
Well, she and the kids are safe. She just take them out to dinner.
So what does Russell know?
is that we found the car at the motel, that Mrs. Falcon Price is safe. But there's been no mention of you.
If I were you, I'd keep a low profile. Just go home and hope that this doesn't have to come out.
I'm not going home. I'm coming back down the station. I'm not going to walk out on Felicity in this situation.
Ben?
No. And now is the time for us to face him about us.
Don't say anything. Just leave it to me.
That is a good idea.
All right. I'm coming back down the station.
Oh, thank you so much. You've saved my life. Okay. My friend Jodie's going to cover for me. I was going to say she borrowed my car.
I don't see why we have to lie.
I will lose my children, Ben.
Felicity? Thank God. What happened? Where were you?
Oh, look, I was just shopping and Jodie borrowed my car. I didn't know any of this was happening.
Jodie borrowed your car to go to a motel.
Yeah, like hers is broken down. She's met this new guy and, oh, you know how it is. She's just...
We need to talk. Inspector, you can't blame Felicity for any of this.
Felicity? It's Mrs. Falcon Price to you.
Don't tell me you were with her.
Ben, get out now.
I'm not going anywhere.
You nuts, get out. You've got... You were at that motel with someone. Now tell me who it was.
That's enough. Leave her alone.
Talking with my wife.
Get out. Don't!